Hi, I'm Pam Kruger, founder of Wealthramp, with Jay Hummel, partner and co-founder of AiK2 Insurance, and Dan Jones, who works with Jay. And just like Jay, Dan was also an advisor himself. And we're coming at this topic about business insurance from the perspective of the RIA, not from the insurance perspective. So I'm going to quickly run through some questions that are going to help you understand how what Jay and Dan are doing is streamlining the entire process of finding the coverage at the best possible price, best possible premium. So thanks you guys for being here. And my first question to you is, what are the top risks that are facing RIAs?
Yeah, I can take that first, Pam. Thanks for having us. It's great to see you. Obviously cyber is a big issue today in today's world. The other piece is just 75% of the spend for a firm is their E&O and D&O coverage, right? Trading, thinking about how they recommend products and services and a plan to the advisor. And and Dan can weigh in on this, one of the biggest mistakes we see is advisors who give advice to 401k plans or even their own 401k plan as it relates to their employees not having coverage to cover the advice that they're giving to the retirement plan. So Dan, I think you can weigh in on that.
That's right. Yeah, a lot of the times we see these firms that are running their own plan or managing third-party 401k pension plans just don't have the proper coverage in place on their E&O policies or in their ERISA bonds and Fidelity bonds.
What are the other risks that I haven't brought up that you see that are out there on the horizon, if anything at all, that's worth mentioning?
Yeah, I think a big one is employment practices liability insurance coverage. So EPL is one of the fastest growing claims right now across the country, as anyone could imagine. It's very hard to get in California and New York. It's very expensive coverage to have. A lot of firms don't need it, but a lot of firms do need it and don't have it. So we get creative on where do we put that coverage? What's the best way to get that coverage for the best price without having to do a standalone, $1 million EPL policy for $7,000.
Well, and Danny, real quick, explain to people that's discrimination, wrongful termination. So just explain to the viewers what that is really quick.
It covers the gamut.
Right. Yeah, EPL, it's your employment practices liability, which is hiring, firing, sexual harassment, discrimination type cases.
Right.
So it's very expensive, in the state of the world right now. It's a hard coverage to get in some states and almost impossible to get in other states. So we're seeing a lot of that. Other risks we're seeing is our fiduciary coverage not being included in E&O policies. And by fiduciary coverage, we mean for your in-house retirement plan and employee benefits plan coverage. So if you give bad advice to your employees or you didn't sign an employee up for insurance,
right?
Things like that. Those coverages.
I'm gonna need that as Wealthramp is growing. I'm gonna have to talk to you about that myself. AiK2 with Jay and with Dan, advisors can have, and I really urge you to take Jay up on the offer to have a consultation. I have one question about assessing their current policies and so forth for our advisors in our network. Do they have to have a certain assets under management in order for this to make sense?
No, we'll review it. We got a great team with Dan and his team. Dan runs sales and relationship management for us. His team sits there with experts. All we really need is their current policies, or if the firms that are watching this aren't covered today, many of them, before the Schwab and Fidelity mandates, self-insured, which was fine. That now they need insurance. So no, there's no size. We started this business to help people in this realm because we felt like there weren't people out there helping the kinds of firms that we were dealing with. And so all we need is a current policy or somebody to reach out to Dan and his team and they'll do a review for them.
Yeah, that's why I love partnering with you, because it's an insider's guide. It's an RIA insider's guide to E&O, D&O, and the kind of insurance that you need. And to get this really great offer of having an assessment and an evaluation, go to wealthramp.com and then add /AiK2. So take Dan and Jay's offer seriously. Come on in and see if they can drastically streamline the process and maybe even find better insurance at a better premium. And thanks both of you for answering his questions.
No, of course. No, Pam, we're excited about the partnership, and you guys are, as always, are doing great things for your firms, and we'd love to service them and help them if we can.
Thanks.
Thank you.